The following is a Terry Wyce production.
Well, hey there, hi there, ho there. Welcome back, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Wyce Thoughts, your virtual campfire sit-down with me, yours truly, Terry Wyce. Each episode of Wyce Thoughts is a step inside my mind. We're going to have the wordsmith word of the episode, and so much more. It's all coming up on Wyce Thoughts. So go get your favorite beverage, grab a spot around our virtual campfire, and sit back and relax as we get ready for another episode of Wyce Thoughts. It's all coming up in just a bit.
Wearing his sunglasses indoors just because he wants to. Let's get back to the program. Here's your host, Terry Wyce.
Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Wyce Thoughts. Thanks for joining me today. Kind of just makes me want to take a nice road trip and put the windows down in the car, doesn't it? Hey, you can visit my website, wycethoughts.com. Just make sure you spell my name right, W-Y-C-E, wycethoughts.com. And there you can listen to each and every episode of this podcast, as well as leave comments on shows as well. You can check out the X feed or Twitter feed from there as well, and subscribe on your favorite podcast provider. Check out the blog, which I titled Wyce Life. It's all waiting for you at wycethoughts.com. And if you want to contact me on X, I used to say tweet at me on Twitter, but now it's known as X. It's at Terry Wyce. I'm on Rumble at Terry Wyce, and on YouTube. And on YouTube at Wyce Thoughts on YouTube. Yeah, there we go. All right, so got that all out of the way. Thank you. Wonderful. Welcome, one and all. Welcome to the virtual campfire sit-down known as Wyce Thoughts. I am so glad you're here. And we are going to get right into it, shall we? We're going to do the wordsmith word of the episode. All right, so here we go. Let's get that for you. And here is today's word.
Frisson.
Wait, say that again. Sounds French.
Frisson.
Yes, it is. Frisson, spelled F-R-I-S-S-O-N. It is French from the late 18th century, and it means a sudden, strong feeling of excitement or fear or a thrill. Here's how you can use frisson in a sentence. I felt a giddy frisson when I got news of my big promotion. Or another way you can use it in a sentence, when the orchestra reached the crescendo, that's how I said it. Let me read that again. When the orchestra reached the crescendo, yeah, I'm a voiceover talent, right? Many in the audience experienced a frisson. And here's another way you can use frisson in a sentence. My partner hates haunted houses, but I live for that frisson of fear and excitement on Halloween. So there you go. There's today's wordsmith word of the episode. And it is, of course,
Frisson.
Frisson. Thank you. Mr. Producer Extraordinaire, thank you for that. So how are you? How you doing? I hope this episode finds you all well and in good health and in good spirits as we are full on into fall here, aren't we? Pretty soon it'll be time for the kids to go trick-or-treating here in the US of A, celebrating Halloween. And after that, my gosh, what do we got? Then we got a few weeks until good old Thanksgiving, one of my favorite holidays, one of my favorite times of the year. Thanksgiving, because you can have all the turkey, all the trimmings, all the goodies, all the good things in life. I really like Thanksgiving. And my waistline shows it. Yes, it does indeedy. So we got that coming up. And then it's Christmas, man. Wow. This year is winding down 2023 really quickly, isn't it? Good old golly me. So I hope everyone's doing well. I hope things are going right with you. And what I want to talk to you on this episode of Wyce Thoughts about is the following. What do you do to entertain yourselves? This is what I've been thinking about lately. What do you do for entertainment? Now, I know some of you out there say, Terry, you knucklehead, what do you mean? What do I do for entertainment? Well, do you go to the movies? Do you read? Do you play golf? Play a sport? Play baseball, football? Watch sports? Do you write? Do you play a musical instrument? Do you go hiking in the woods? What do you do to entertain yourself? Do you watch, or do you just kind of sit in front of the TV and watch TV or watch a streaming service? And the reason I'm talking about it, what do you do to entertain yourself on this episode of Wyce Thoughts, is that I think a lot of us, and I'm going to start with me, we waste a lot of time, a lot of free time on certain entertainment that we probably aren't doing ourselves any good. I guess that's the easiest way to say it. We're not probably doing any good for our psyche, our mental health, our physical health by entertaining ourselves the certain ways that we do. And what I mean to say is this, and believe me, I'm not casting judgment, so don't take it as that. I'm not, preaching on a soapbox or anything like that, or looking down from the pulpit and wagging my finger at you all out there. I'm speaking from personal experience, so I just figured I'd get the conversation going and we can talk about it. Why not, right? A lot of us, and myself included, I'm probably one of the biggest offenders, is I'll get in these modes where I will just waste time just scrolling through like YouTube shorts or on Facebook shorts or whatever they call them. I know some of that comes from the evil TikTok. Yeah, but those little 10, 20, 30-second videos or 1-minute videos. And man, you can get drawn down into that hellhole real easily. I got stuck one time in that loop. I don't know if the dopamine was really going overboard in my brain. And like an hour and a half went by and I'm like, oh my God. And I looked back at all the videos I was scrolling through on YouTube under the YouTube shorts. Now, again, I'm not knocking YouTube. I'm not knocking you, Google, so don't get all mad at me. And I'm not knocking YouTube shorts or those that create content. Hell, I create content for YouTube shorts, okay, to get views and share some quick tidbits with folks on my YouTube channel at Wyce Thoughts on YouTube. I do it. But what I'm saying is too much of anything can be bad. And that's one instance where maybe, we get stuck in that rabbit hole. It's like, ugh. And some of us are more prone to do that than others. I think it's just the way our brains are wired. I've binged watched certain things. I've just had days where I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to watch all of season 1 of Blue Bloods or something. Or, I'm going to watch all season 1 of Quantum Leap, or I'm going to watch a season of this or that. And I just veg out. Now, again, I'm not knocking anyone. So please don't flood my inbox with hate mail saying, I'm not knocking. I'm just saying I'm guilty of it too. I've done where I've taken 2 days and just binged watched television series. The one I can most recently recall that really had me hooked, and it was a hell of a good series, and I was saddened to get to the end of it, was The Big Bang Theory. I'd never watched it first run. I had never watched it when it was on regular cable TV or television. I came across it on one of the streaming services, and they had all the seasons, and I'm like, oh. And I just watched the first couple episodes, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of cute, kind of funny, cool. And then all of a sudden, man, I was hooked. I mean, I was, after dinner, watching 2 hours of it, 3 hours of it, and I'm like, oh. And when I sit back and reflect on it, yeah, it's okay for entertainment, But I could have been so much more productive doing something, maybe reading, working on music in the home studio or the actual studio. Maybe garnishing more voiceover work or something like that, or, working on my YouTube channel, and my social media channels, or the podcast, and I get drawn down into that easy entertainment. You slide down that muddy bank, and you're drawn in, and you're just like, well, this is mindless. And don't get me wrong. Sometimes we need to just tune everything out. I get it, man. Sometimes you just need to tune everything out for a while and say, I'm just tuning out the world, man. I'm doing my Timothy Leary. Now, for those of you who don't know who Timothy Leary is, look it up on Google. Those of us old enough to remember, man. Tune in, tune out, something like that. Without, the mind-altering drugs or anything. I'm just talking they call it vegging out or spacing out, just kind of turning off everything, turning off your thinking brain for a while. You don't want to do that for too long, though. I mean, some of you want to, you definitely got to put the switch back on, reboot. But sometimes it's good just to, look for certain forms of entertainment and just chill out. But there are good forms of entertainment, too. Taking a walk. I love walking. To me, that's entertaining. I look around when I'm out, especially outside walking in nature and that. Checking out the birds, checking out the plants, checking out the trees, my environment. I really enjoy that. Taking in a concert or a lecture, or one of the things I've been doing lately in my hometown area is there's a lot of historical places around where I live that offer, guided tours. And it's not expensive, folks. I mean, at least in my area it isn't. I'm not sure what's available by you. But it's nice because it's entertaining and you're learning something, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Reading is something I've gotten back into lately. I used to be an avid, voracious reader where I would read hours upon hours every day. And I had gotten away from that because of the, being pulled into the rabbit hole of YouTube shorts and, and Facebook shorts and, all these videos and this and that and the other thing. And reading really does quite a bit. It can, for most people, it relaxes them. I've found there's been times in the evening when I start reading and I just get so relaxed that sometimes I'll wake up with the Kindle on my chest and going, oh, I nodded off. Okay. And then I'll start reading again. I'm like, oh, no, I guess it's time to go to bed or time to turn out the light or what have you. But some people, I understand, reading is not their bag, not their forte, and they don't really dig it. I get it. And it's not for everybody. Some people like golfing. Some people like doing all kinds of things. By the way, if you hear a little buzzing in the background today, they were doing that. I think they're doing a EMS test or something, some kind of nationwide emergency test. But anywho, hopefully we'll edit that out. So forgot that was going to happen today. That'll bring you back to reality, right? But anyhow, it's finding certain things, entertainment. I think we all could do better at being more selective with our entertainment. Now, I'm going to say something here that may ruffle some feathers on you, of some of you out there. And again, this is just my opinion. I am not a fan, for my entertainment, of reality shows. I'm not a big fan of, I would say, 90 to 95% of the, air quotes here, reality shows that are out there. I find them mindless, just boring, droning on. Some of them are even staged, so it's not even reality. I just look at them as really mindless entertainment that, I'd rather stare out a window for an hour or a half hour, however long, the show happens to be. For me, a lot of these reality shows just don't do it for me. And the same thing to be said, and again, I know this is going to ruffle some feathers, so hang on. The same thing can be said for these talent shows they have on television, like America's Got Talent and, The Masked Singer and the, Guess This, That. And I'm just not a big game show, talent show kind of person for my entertainment. I just don't honestly find it entertaining. Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. I mean, leave a comment on this episode here over at the website at wycethoughts.com. Tell me I'm wrong, or tweet at me on Twitter, or I'm sorry, X. It's going to take a while for me to get used to X. I wish it would go back to Twitter. Elon, if you're listening to Terry Wyce, do your old buddy Terry Wyce a favor. Make it Twitter again, would you please? Because, it's only been that way for over a decade. And I like saying tweet at me on Twitter. So, but if you want to check with me on X / as known as Twitter, tweet, give me a tweet over there and let me know, if you agree with what I'm saying or you disagree. Good to know, right? I'm just not a big fan of these reality / entertainment, talent type shows they have on television. And I know they've been around for decades and some people are entertained by them. I mean, back in the 70s, they used to have something called The Gong Show. And then they had, during the disco era, they had Dance Fever where couples would compete. And even back then, I'm just like, this is mind-numbing. It's just a waste of time. At least to me it was. I've met a few people that have felt the same way, but a lot of people seem to enjoy them and talk about them. It gives people something to talk about. But what do you do for your entertainment? Is it something physical? Do you like to maybe just go out, have a nice dinner at a really decent restaurant, and then maybe go catch a movie? Is that your idea of an entertainment or an entertaining evening out? Or do you like to, let's say, maybe take a nice boat ride if you have the ability? Or a plane ride? Some people go parachute, they do a parachute jump for entertainment. Again, some people like playing music. It's not only a hobby, but it's entertaining for them. Or go watching live music and concerts if you can afford it nowadays. Some of the tickets are really outrageous. Oh, my Lord. Is that entertaining for you? What would you consider a good evening's or day's entertainment? What would be something that you would do? Leave me a comment in the comment section, or better yet, send me an email, mail at wycethoughts.com. I'd be really interested to know what some of you out there have as far as have done or planning to do for some entertainment, and what you think is good entertainment and what's bad entertainment. Really be interested to know. Because there's, again, depending on the entertainment we choose, it could either relax us or sometimes even make us more uptight. And good Lord, no one wants to be no one wants to be more uptight, do they? I don't think so. I know I don't. It's all about relaxation, man. And again, some of the things that have worked for me, and this is just the way I'm wired, is I love reading is probably my number one go-to for entertainment. Then, relaxing, playing a musical instrument. And here's one you probably never thought of. And some of my friends in the South in the southern half of the United States will appreciate this. Just sitting on the back porch. Sitting on the stoop. If you're up in the north, stoop is known as your front porch. Or sitting on the back porch if you're down from the south. And again, I'm not trying to stereotype anybody, so don't get upset. I'm just saying front, back, stoop, or the porch. Just sitting there, watching traffic go by, watching the world go by, having great conversation with friends or loved ones, maybe sharing a beverage of your choice, whether it be an adult beverage or not, that's certainly your choice, and just relaxing. Maybe sitting in a rocking chair out on the stoop or on the porch and just enjoying the evening as the sun goes down, hopefully not getting eaten alive by mosquitoes or any other such bugs or vermin. Some people, to them, that's great entertainment. People watching. There's a local park down in town, although I have plenty of land over where I live. Sometimes I'll sit out on my back deck and just watch nature, and have a glass of iced tea, glass of lemonade or a beer or something like that, and just sit there, and chat with my wife or chat with my friends, or if one of my kids stop by, chat with them, and just kind of in the later afternoon, early evening, just relax. That might be some form of entertainment that's entertaining to you. Because entertainment is not just, all right, I got to watch something on TV, or I got to go to a movie, or I got to go to a show, or I got to go to a concert or a sporting event. I mean, there's nothing that says that you have to do that. It's all up to you. But there's no, definitive definition of what entertainment is. So, don't be marred down by definition of what is good entertainment. I think we all would leave that up to the individual, wouldn't we? But I was just curious, on this episode of Wyce Thoughts, what is good entertainment to you? What constitutes good entertainment? And maybe gave you some ideas to think about, Maybe think about what you're doing with your downtime and how you're entertaining yourself, what you're putting into your mind. Because what you put into your mind, whether it's at work or rest, does have an effect on everything and every aspect of your life. Hey, thanks for listening to the program today. I truly appreciate each and every one of you out there. And remember, to see a change in the world, you have to be the change in the world you want to see. It all starts with you, the person looking back at you in the mirror every morning. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others. If you want to tweet at me on Twitter, it's at Terry Wyce. Stop by the website, wycethoughts.com, just to make sure you spell my name right, W-Y-C-E, wycethoughts.com. And hey, leave us a positive rating and review on your favorite podcast provider, won't you? Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your pets about Wyce Thoughts. And I look forward to gathering yet again around the virtual campfire with you real soon. Take care.